from others. An audio medium unlike anything you've ever heard before. The pinnacle of sound experience. Jacked and Canned. Featuring John Tessman and Colby Tyler. A place where you will get the information you crave and hear about the topics that you love. Presented by themselves. Coming to you from the basement, bar, and the bedroom. Sponsored by no one. Jacked and Canned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Roundtable of Jacked and Canned. John, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I just noticed that it's nighttime.
It is. It's weird. It's actually still a little light out, but
yeah,
I'm here
there's like
for
the dark blue going on.
That's my favorite time of the night right now.
Twilight?
Yeah. Hell yeah, because of the movies. Twilight. It makes me think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It makes me think of Twilight, the vampires, vampire themed. So don't be surprised if a vampy. What the hell was? Okay, I thought I just heard an animal. I got the window open. I'm like, I'm saying vampire, and I'm hearing all these weird noises all of a sudden. I'm like, hold on a minute. I'm like, what exactly is going on over here?
I think you're going to be okay, unless it's a bat.
Something's getting attacked outside. That's
I can't hear it.
That is pretty
Probably
unique.
great
Colbs
podcast.
I know. The podcast listeners, thank you for joining this journey with us. Here we go. That was super creepy. I just said Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and all of a sudden I hear some screeching noises. So if I don't make it, Colbs, we know why. We're going to start off the Sports Roundtable episode like we always do with the segment of Who's
On
top. One of these days will be in sync, Colbs. NHL playoffs. Wow. Colorado Avalanche 3-1. No. We're going to come back to this. We're going to start off with MLB standings because Colbs doesn't really care about that. So that's what we're going to start off with. American League. We got the Yankees sitting on top 52-18. Man, Colbs, they are running away with the show over there. Blue Jays, the Sox behind them at 39-30, 39-31. And the Rays and Orioles kind of out of it. I mean, everybody's out of it in the AL East. The Yankees are hot. What can I say? AL Central, Guardians on top, followed by the Twins. AL West, Astros on top, followed by the Rangers. And then, damn it. Every week I keep rooting for them. The Angels sitting in the third spot at 34-38, completely falling apart still. 5-5 out of the last 10 games. National League, Colbs, NL East. Who's on top over there?
The Mets.
And they are holding strong, but I'm getting nervous because the Braves are now 41-30. Last 10 games for the Braves, 7-3. I don't know, Colbs. I don't know.
Star break isn't here yet.
Oh, that's what you've been saying, and I hope not. I hope it's not going to be one of those things. The Mets are doing good, 45-26. I want to see it. Subway Series. Give us the Mets versus the Yankees in the World Series. That's what I want. I'm pulling out my hair. Give it to me, please. The Phillies sitting in third place over there, 37-34. Last 10, 6-4. So the Phillies coming up along just a little bit. They're above 500. They still got a chance. NL Central, the Brewers sitting on top, followed by the Cardinals. NL West, as always, tight. Don't understand it. Every year I don't understand it, and I still don't understand it now. The Dodgers sitting on top, 43-25. Padres, 44-28. And the Giants at 38-31. Colbs, that's what's going on in the baseball world. You got any thoughts?
No, I think we covered that pretty well. I would say that for the Mets, just keep an eye out on the Braves there.
Yeah, very true, very true. And I'm thinking the AL East, the Yankees got it, the best record in all of baseball, and hopefully they continue on that pathway. That'd be super cool to see them win over 100 games this season. So hopefully they don't fall apart at the end of the All-Star break as well. Colbs, now we could talk a little NHL action. They're actually playing tonight for the Stanley Cup playoff round, the Colorado Avalanche are 3-1 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Colbs, your team, your city.
Well, I mean, secondary team, but yeah. Um, it's kind of fun. For one, they're actually playing right now. Last I saw, Tampa was up 1-0. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's still the case.
1-0.
But I actually think it's usually a bullshit take when somebody comes out and says, like, you don't want them to win game 5 because then they get the momentum and then, they get game 6 at home. Most of the time when people say that, I'm like, just shut up. It's a bad take because honestly, like, you got 3 chances to put this thing away. Odds, like, it is so rare that a team comes back down from 3-1. But with this team, I think that actually has a little bit of a quantifiable interest just because they they've won the last 2 Stanley Cups and they are fighting like hell to stay alive. You don't want them to win at all. Like, you want to bury them right here because I'm telling you, this team won't just they're not going to just roll over and die. It's not going to happen. So they're going to fight, and you're going to have to take it from them. You're going to have to bury the Tampa Bay Lightning under the rink. That's the only way that you're going to actually be holding the Stanley Cup up at the end of this. I fully anticipate that if Colorado does win tonight, the Tampa Bay Lightning will skate back onto the ice, and all of a sudden the sticks will become weapons, and they will somehow still at the end of this be holding a cup in the air. So in all seriousness, I really don't think that Colorado wants to lose this game. And even though I would say even more than 9 out of 10 times, I think it's a bullshit take to say that. I think that this is the one in, 100 times that it actually makes sense because Tampa will not die on their own. You have to be the ones to kill them. You give them anything, they're going to be coming. So, good luck to Colorado. But Tampa's got you right where they want you.
Dude, I'm hoping for Colorado just to pull it off, just to be the upset, the underdog. I don't know. Were they even the underdog going into the series in the
Honestly,
Vegas
John,
world?
I don't remember what the betting favorites were there. Colorado has been, the best record team. They were second best this year behind the Panthers. I think they lost by a point or two. And last year they were the points leader, or tied for the points leader. And they've been really, really good. So I wouldn't be shocked if they were favored. But you're also talking about the Lightning as the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champion. So I don't know who was favored going into this, but these are 2 really good teams.
Colb's flipping this over in the sports world. I'm not sure if you know who this is, but the Goose. Did you end up hearing the
Oh,
news?
yeah, Tony Saragusa. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's sad. Definitely RIP to Tony Saragusa. He was always on the sideline there when I was a kid watching football games. He's a Baltimore legend. So I don't have a whole ton to say, but absolutely he will be missed.
100%. Just had to give that shout out. That's my memories as well. Just kind of seeing him on the sideline.
He's always so good at making fun of himself. Like he had such a good time just like realizing he's a big dude. And so he'd go find the food wherever it was in the stadium, plant himself right there, and then just have like a quick joke at himself, sends it back to, whoever's calling the game.
Yep. Also, too, another NFL news. Did you hear what's going on with Alvin Kamara over there in the New Orleans Saints?
No, what's going on with Mr. Kamara?
So he's expected to be suspended for at least 6 weeks in the 2022 football season.
For?
He ended up getting arrested, I guess, back in Las Vegas. I don't know. It's a assault battery type of situation. I don't know enough to even speak on that, but something he ended up getting arrested. So who knows exactly what that is? I didn't read too much into it, but and I don't like speculating on all that stuff because we don't really know.
Right.
So
No, I definitely wouldn't want you to give a hot take with no information. Yeah, that would be pretty terrible news. And as far as the Saints go, wow, they're just looking more and more depleted, huh?
well, that's what I'm worried about. So I'm like, all right, they don't really know what they're going to do at the quarterback position too. Well, they kind of do,
Yeah, they
but
do. Jameis
yeah,
Winston, good old 30-30s coming out there.
yeah, the 30 for 30. Well, I have no idea, man. And who knows what's going to happen with the Browns, because that seems to still be up in the air as well. I don't think anything came out for Deshaun Watson just yet either.
No, nothing just yet, but I mean something absolutely will. And we're not gonna really speak about that because we try to give a little bit more brightness to your day, not darken it. The world's dark enough as it is, and we're here to not dive into that. But what we are here to dive into is telling you that, wow, the Browns are probably gonna suck, huh?
What else is new over there in Cleveland?
Well, John, I know that it's not really a who's on top at this point, but since the last time we spoke, there has been something else that happened. The basketball season has ended, John.
We didn't even talk about that. My goodness, Colbs.
I mean,
Yes.
who's on top?
Who's on top? Sadly. Do you want to go ahead and say who's on top? Steph
Yeah,
Curry's on top.
unfortunately, it's those goddamn Golden State Warriors again. This dynasty's never going to end. I swear it's just here to haunt me forever. Steph won his first finals MVP. Man, it just all of it pissed me off. I'm sitting there watching the game, and the Celtics start up on a 14-2 run to start the game, and I'm like, okay, all right, they're coming for this one. Yeah, that shit didn't last so long. So the Warriors go on an 11-0 run at the end of the first quarter to go up 27-22 by the end of the first. Yeah, that 11-0 run continues right into the second quarter with making it into a 21-0 run. And from that point, there was no looking back. The Warriors just came out and destroyed them. They really from about midway through the first quarter on. And Steph wins his first finals MVP. Now there's all sorts of conversations about where Steph Curry ranks in players of all time. And, luckily there's not a whole ton of people that are trying to say that he's a top 5 player of all time. I'm not really hearing that out there. I thought I'd hear more of it. I'm hearing a little bit of the conversation as to, who's really been more important over the last decade, LeBron or Steph Curry. That one's pissing me off. Naturally, as you would imagine. So that one's pretty clear cut and obvious to me. I mean, yes, I know that they now have the same amount of championships, and I know that both have been parts of super teams. But when you look at it, LeBron with Cleveland beat this super team before they got that. That's why they went out and got Kevin Durant because LeBron came back from 3-1 down in a series and beat this team just with different ancillary pieces. It was weird to actually see Andre Iguodala on the court because, like I said, when you had brought that news to my attention, he was even on their active roster. I was like, I haven't seen him play all season. They put him out there with like the last, 40 something seconds or whatever in the game. And they actually played him in game 1 also, like in a game that was close. That kind of threw me off. They played him intermittently throughout the series, and I didn't really understand why, because I mean, he's just old, man. Like, I know that he stays in good shape and he's never been a bad basketball player, but he's really not that effective anymore. And also the game has kind of changed. And well, outside of hitting corner threes, there's really, and yeah, I'm sure he still plays good defense. Granted, I didn't see him smothering anybody, but also he was mostly out there in garbage time. I did find that to be strange, but again, I get a little bit pissed off watching that team win, and having Steph Curry get any success just annoys me. So more or less, the two big things: Jason Tatum, he really needs to sit down and think about this one going into the offseason, because he's not the first great player to come up very small come finals time. And Jason Tatum had a bad series. He has the most turnovers ever in a playoffs throughout the course of the playoffs. He had over 100 turnovers. First time that's ever happened. Now, what I would say is that there's been a bunch of times when a player's gotten to the finals or they've gotten close to the finals and realized what I'm doing right now is not enough. I have to get better at something. And what every player that has been in that spot, whether it be MJ, whether it be LeBron, they've gone to find something that they can go to when what they're used to doing isn't working, and when their jump shot specifically isn't dropping. And everybody finds a thing. For LeBron, it was a post game or getting to the rim. Those for the two things. He made sure that at all times he had a way to get to the rim, and he gained a post up game so that he could back down towards the rim. Similarly, MJ put on a bunch of weight so that he could take the battering that the Detroit Pistons were giving him back in the late 80s. He put on weight so that he could go in there and bang with those guys. And then also with that made MJ stronger at getting to the rim and finishing. So you see these players do that, and I think what Jason Tatum really needs is to go find something that he can do to get himself easy buckets when his normal shots just aren't dropping. Or really, I think he needs to realize he's not much of a ball handler, and if he can't get better at that, then he needs to make some type of progress towards getting the ball closer to the rim so that he doesn't have to dribble around and turn the ball over. Because it was just time and time again, man. He was getting he was getting smothered. His passes were getting picked off. They were taking it right out of his hands. Like Jason Tatum's not that good at ball handling. He's got to figure out something he can do to get the ball closer to the rim so that he can just immediately make a move and score. That's what Jason Tatum's going to have to do. But I really want him to sit down and think about this over the offseason. I don't think Boston needs to add any more pieces. There's all these talks. Oh, so who do you gotta get rid of? Who do you gotta bring in to make this team better? I don't think that they need to do that. I just think that Jason Tatum specifically needs to get a little bit better. And that's fine.
Dude, I don't really have any takes on any of that, man. You just summed that up pretty good. I just want to see the Celtics come back and win. I just want to see him come back with a little bit of vengeance. I don't know what they have to do with the team. I don't know if they're going to sell off, if they're going to break it apart.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they should. I think that they got all the right pieces. I just think that their main piece needs to be playing like the main piece when he's on the floor. And, there were a lot of times that he just wasn't.
Hey, maybe LeBron will go to Boston.
No, they don't need to do that. Like that can't be the solution every time that you don't win the finals. Well, we got to go get a superstar. Like that can't be the thing every time. Sometimes you've already got the team, and by getting if they were going to go get LeBron, they would have to probably trade Jason Tatum. Let's see. I would say probably Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, and a couple of picks, or Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and a couple of picks. I think that is the only way you get LeBron in there. And even though LeBron might be able to win with Al Horford and Robert Williams, I wouldn't necessarily make him the favorite.
True. I just kind of want to see that happen because I know that you like the Bruins, and I'd love to get you over there to be rooting for the Celtics too, Cobes. And I think their fans
I have a
would
hard
too.
time rooting for the Celtics. It's kind of a weird thing because the Bruins fans and the Celtics fans are the same fans. I find them endearing in hockey, and I find them annoying as shit in the NBA. I don't know why. It's so weird. It's the same people, and I love them in one sport, and I hate them in the other.
Fair enough, man. I don't know. Maybe one of these days, if LeBron does it, I think it'll cross you over to like the Celtics. I really do.
Well, yeah. If wherever LeBron is, I'm going to be rooting for that team. It doesn't matter if they. Oh God, just please never Golden State.
Oh, that would be brutal.
It would. That. Oh. Like I don't know what I would do. I know I would still root for LeBron, but I feel like I would still root against Steph Curry.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an interesting dynamic every time.
I don't know. I don't know how to root for a team if I hate one of the players. Like there's been players that I don't care for. Like, I'll be honest with you. I never really cared much for Kevin Love. I was not a big fan of him, but hey, made it through. We got a championship in there.
Not bad. It ended up working out. I mean, some people don't think it really did. Whatever happened to Kevin Love? I feel like
he's still hanging out there in Cleveland.
Is he still making it happen? Is he doing anything?
He does all right. He's got I don't know. I think he averages somewhere around 17 points, 9 rebounds a game. It's still solid.
Yeah, that's still pretty solid. So LeBron and Kevin Love, I think they need to send Love over to the Lakers.
No.
It's got a ring to it.
No.
Howard's gone. Bring in Love.
Don't want it. Howard's gone. Dwight Howard gave everything he had left in 2020. Like it's I feel bad watching him play, man. He got zoned out of this game so quickly just by the way the game changed. If you can't guard the perimeter and if you can't hit threes, you just don't have a place in this league. And that's why like Utah's in trouble because they're sitting here running it back year in year out with Rudy Gobert. And it's like the dude can't guard the perimeter and he can't shoot a three. Like the fourth quarter comes and he basically has to just sit on the bench the whole fourth quarter. He's useless, but they're still just hanging on to him and giving him money. And it's like, no, like you're doing this wrong. Utah, why do you not see the way that this game is going? And, also the Lakers did a lot of that too. We just brought in a ton of 37-year-olds that aren't shooters.
Well, so who's going to pull it off, Colbs?
What, next year?
Yep.
Man, I got to be honest with you. I feel pretty good about Miami next year because that's a franchise, man. They make moves, and I think that they're looking towards what it is that they can do to make this team even better. And it's going to be, I know that it's going to be Jimmy Butler, and I don't know if it's still going to be Bam. I don't know if Kyle Lowry's going to be there. I don't know if Tyler Hero is going to be there. I feel like a couple of those pieces might be moving somewhere, but it might get you somebody like a Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal. All right. I didn't expect that out of your mouth.
Oh, no. Bradley Beal, I think, is going somewhere, and there's talks that he might go to everybody that could be going somewhere is being photoshopped in a Lakers uniform. And it's just like, dude, stop it.
Really?
Like what are the Lakers going to, and I saw one that made me laugh earlier. It was a Photoshop of LeBron, AD, and Kyrie together. And it's like, could you imagine? And I'm like, no, I can't, because the Nets have specifically said, if we're going to give up Kyrie Irving to you, we're taking Anthony Davis. So there is no picture that you could paint out there of the three of them together, because then it would just be LeBron, Kyrie, and there is no AD in this equation. He would now be in Brooklyn. That's the only way that the Nets are giving up Kyrie to the Lakers, is if they get Anthony Davis. And that's a move that has been talked about. And I don't really want that to happen. I want the Lakers to keep AD because, well, one, I don't really want to be in the Kyrie Irving business. And the other piece of that is, honestly, I think Anthony Davis is a really good player. Like, yeah, he's injury prone. And sometimes he plays a little bit out of his his normal position. John's got a cat rubbing its tail on the microphone.
What's up, little Minnie? Minnie's coming to crash the party over here. I'm talking about vampires and weird noises. It might have just been the cat the whole time eating a mice. Who the hell knows? I needed that right there. I needed that.
It was perfect. All of a sudden, I just see a tail creep up around the microphone. I'm like, that's different. Not used to seeing a cat during the show.
You'd be like, dang, Jen, I know you said you were tired before and you're talking about vampires and everything. What the frig is going on over there?
I got a over there.
Yeah. What was the name of that one in Pokemon? Meowth? I got a little Meowth.
Shit. I know Meowth. That it evolves to Mewtwo, but I don't remember what its prior form was. It was something along those lines.
Mew and Mewtwo, and then Meowth. I think Meowth was the one Team Rocket had, and it had that move Payday. It would disperse all those little coins. That's the one Pokemon that I would want to have, because I'd want to be loaded.
That's an odd, like, what does that do as an attack?
It just Payday. I don't even care if it doesn't even have to attack anybody. I'd be like, Meowth,
it's a strange move for a Pokemon to do. You would like it. The only thing that's less useful. No, there's two things that are less useful. Splash. Yeah, the splash from whatever. Yeah, and the snore from Snorlax.
Oh, those were brutal. Those were freaking brutal. Oh no, Kakuna, Harden.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was also super weak. I forgot about that one. Dude, I'm telling you, if somebody can give me a Game Boy so I can just like play Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold, like I will have hours of entertainment just unfiltered. I don't need anything else in my life if I have that.
Colb's note taken. I know what I'm going to try to get you for Christmas, but they're
I'm telling
hard
you,
to find.
If you can find me a Game Boy Color and you can find me Pokemon Gold and Silver specifically, I'm set.
All right, man. I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. Ladies and gents, thanks for tuning into another Sports Roundtable episode. Colbs, you got anything else to add on here before we close it?
No.
Woo! So with that said, ladies and gents, make sure to stick around. We're going to be recording up the Jacked and Can show here shortly. As always, thank you for coming.